Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Alex Kozora. A couple of weeks ago, and yet again yesterday, I saw a question posed to Twitter. We know who the top two quarterbacks in Steelers history are, Ben Roethlisberger and Terry Bradshaw. We can debate the order, but those are 1 and 2. Better question, who is number 3, the third best thrower of all time? A much more open-ended question. Browsing the responses, I saw a string of recent names. Cordell Stewart, Neil O'Donnell, someone joking Antoine Randall's gadgetry puts him in that top spot. But there's a right answer, and it's only one name. It's Bobby Layne. Many fans don't recognize the name. He played in the 50s and 60s before football was what it is today. But he was one of the greatest quarterbacks of his generation and rounded out his career with the Steelers after spending the bulk of it with the Detroit Lions. Traded over shortly into the 1958 season, Layne played for Pittsburgh for 5 years, putting up a 27-19-2 record, a winning mark unheard of prior to that point in Pittsburgh. On paper, the numbers don't look pretty, far more interceptions than touchdowns and a sub-50% completion percentage, but you had to adjust for the era. Anyone who watched Layne play knew the star he was, and twice in Pittsburgh he made the Pro Bowl. In 1958, he led the Steelers to a 7-4-1 record, going 7-2-1 himself, for only the team's third winning season in history. Pittsburgh went 6-5 the next year, making for the first time they were above 500 in consecutive seasons. As old school as they came, he has some legendary stories of drinking all night Saturday only to dominate on the gridiron on Sunday. He was one of the last players to wear a helmet without a face mask and is credited for starting the 2-minute drill, a master at leading last-moment comebacks. When he retired, he was the Steelers' all-time leading passer in yards and touchdowns, marks which would not be broken until Bradshaw more than a decade later. Today, he still ranks 6th all-time in Steelers passing yards and 5th in touchdowns, just 2 behind O'Donnell despite playing far fewer games in a far tougher era. Heck, his 66 touchdowns are only 4 fewer than Cordell Stewart. They don't make them like Bobby Layne anymore, and he's the third best quarterback in Steelers history, no doubt about it. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast, myself and Dave Bryan, every Tuesday and Friday.